Good morning, YouTubers. Tsquare with Tsquare Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. So today, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about a question that came up today about what kind of silver should I be buying. If you know, you guys know I always talk about silver. I always talk about gold. I think it's a hot investment right now, and I think it's going to do really well, especially in 2024, because usually you see gold and silver do really well during times of inflation. And during times of uncertainty. And so with that being said, I had gotten asked today, you know, what kind of silver should I buy? I mean, I went online and I looked up the stuff, and I see prices are really all over the board. You know, I see stuff that says silver, and, you know, I don't know, do I just buy the cheapest stuff? You know, this is something that I've talked to numerous people about, even here online. Some people disagree with some of my strategies, and some people agree with them, and some people just really believe in the fundamentals of gold and silver, and they, you know, pick and choose what they like. So, you know, one option is always going to be American Silver Eagles. One of the problems that I have with American Silver Eagles is the extremely high premium on them. It is the most sought after coin in the world. Now, when you go to sell this, how much of that premium are you going to get back? I have a belief that, yes, they are sought after, so people will pay a little bit more for them. I'll be honest, if I went to an individual and I had these two coins, I will probably get this one will probably be taken first, especially if they're the same price. But now when you factor out a price difference, you got to wonder, what will they take? I mean, think for a second, which one would you prefer? Most people are going to say the American Silver Eagle, hands down, because it is a United States coin. It's a sovereign coin, whereas this one's an NRA round. Now, there are going to be people out there that will like this. Maybe they like Colt revolvers. Maybe they like the NRA. Maybe they like, oh, that's pretty cool because it has a flag on it, or it has Donald Trump on it, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, when it comes to what people like, it's going to be a pretty wide range, but I believe that American Silver Eagles are popular, so people will like those more. But the premiums is what makes it really hard. If you pay too much for a coin, is it going to eat away at your profits later? First of all, before I even keep going with some of the other arguments that I want to make, please make sure you take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me. It really helps out the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of silver you like. I like hearing people's opinions on it. As for me, I used to always buy the absolute cheapest of cheap silver that I could get. Whether it was a bar, whether it was a round, it didn't matter if it was beat up. You can see this stuff right here. Look, you can see the tarnishing on it. It has some weird tarnishing to it. They are real. It was tested. So stuff tarnishes in interesting ways. It could have been sitting on a shelf forever. Who knows? I would buy this type of stuff. And to a certain point, I enjoyed it because I got it at a lower premium. As time went on and I started picking up other types of stuff, kind of like this, it's in plastic, even though it's a flimsy plastic. You know, I like the way it looks. I like the way it's shiny, and I think that it will essentially get taken first. If I throw all of these in a box, you can almost bet this one will get taken first. I've done it before. I've put it to the test and asked people, hey, yeah, I'll trade you an ounce of silver. And I would throw everything in like this. And I would always have them take the best one. Now, not always do I do bars. I personally am not a fan of bars right now. Will that change? Maybe down the road. However, usually I'm not lucky enough to find too many bars. They're usually in flimsy case, if they're in any kind of a case. It's rare that I get them in a nice capsule. I have gotten them like that before, the bars, but, you know, if they come in plastic, I'm cool with that because it does get protected. Now, someone's going to make the argument out there that it's an ounce of silver. It's an ounce of silver. It's an ounce of silver. That is 100% true. But you also have to factor in what are people going to buy from you. When times are tough, and people just need silver, everything collapsed, and silver is just silver. It's just that silver. It's probably not going to matter. They're going to probably give you the absolute same trade deal on this as they would on this. But let's say they keep kicking the can down the road. They keep printing money, and a lot of people still don't believe in silver. This has a second added value. It looks cool. It's in great shape, and it's an American flag. So someone might want this, buy it, even though they're not a silver fan. They might like it because it's American flag. They might like it because they can give it away as a gift. Who knows? There's a lot of different reasons. As for a silver bar versus a silver round, I personally don't see much of a difference. Aside from the rounds I can get capsules for. So the capsule, to me, adds an extra added value now on top of it being really nice. It's well protected. I could put this in a drawer. Maybe the capsule will get scratched up a little bit, but at the end of the day, silver is silver. Now, the other thing, too, to think about is, junk silver. Which one would have more value? Now, to a collector out there, they might like certain dimes in here. You know, these are all Mercury dimes. People like them. They like the design of them. It's possible that you can find a collector that will want to buy some of these. Now, these are pretty beat up, but they are silver, and they do have the silver value, but they also have the collectible value in the sense. Whereas this is just a generic round. But, you know, collectability really is going to come down to the person or the people that are buying them. There's a big Trump movement right now. Some of y'all heard about him. But what I'm getting at is they might like Donald Trump. And if that's the case, this would be a coin that somebody would gift to another Trump fan or something like that. Maybe it's a Queen of England coin, and you're just like, oh, yeah, the Queen of England, it was too bad that she passed away, and this coin commemorates that, so maybe they'll like that. But one of the main things that I personally always look at, number one on what I look for when I buy silver, is always going to come down to the bottom line. Will I buy these over these? Yes, but the bottom line is not super far apart. You might end up paying only $1 over spot for some junk, tarnished, beat up silver rounds, and maybe you'll find a deal where it's $1.50 over. Well, is 50 cents going to make a difference? In my opinion, no. 50 cents is not enough of a savings for me to want to buy some junk beat up piece of silver that's, why? Because I have a bunch of junk beat up silver. And at this point, I think that they could end up just kicking the can down the road for a very long time. And people may not wake up. And if people don't wake up, then the only thing you have is yes, you have the collectability value of something and how it looks. But on the flip side, it doesn't reach its true full potential if they keep kicking the can down the road, if people don't wake up to what's really going on. What I mean by true full potential is people to understand the actual value of silver. I had a great comment this morning, and I want to do a video on it where the person was talking about the price of rice, I think it was, during some Ming Dynasty records, and where it took so many tons of rice to equal so many ounces of silver. And then you fast forward it to today, and an ounce of silver is probably going to buy you a 50-pound bag of rice. That's it. That's the end of the line for a full ounce of silver. And you would think over time, as it got easier to grow rice, that you'd get even more rice for your ounce of silver, but it's not the case, unfortunately, which leads me to just believe outright that silver is being full-fledged manipulated down in price. And some people will be like, you're not just figuring that out. I'm not just figuring that out. It's just another example of kind of a fact that shows us about what's going on with silver. You know, in the old days, the biblical times, you might work in a vineyard a whole day in the hot sun picking grapes for 1 denarius. And when you translate that over to silver, it's about a mercury dime, $2.50 in silver. What makes it $2.50 in silver? A lot of that is because of the short positions in silver. You're not buying tangible physical silver. If everybody out there was even able to convert their paper into silver, which they're not, it would deplete the silver. With that being said, it's something, I just yawned there. It's kind of late at night when I film these. With that being said, I mean, people really need to consider that eventually this manipulation will come to an end and silver will skyrocket. You know, and is there a right or a wrong silver to be buying? I mean, if you're in it for the long haul, there's probably not going to be a wrong silver, because I know one guy that he's been buying the cheapest silver he could buy way back when. And when I talked to him yesterday and today, he had actually brought me a picture of his silver, and I was fascinated with how much silver he had. I was like, wow, you got a lot of silver, man. I thought you just had a couple of coins. And no, he has a large collection of stacked ounces. And even he asked me, he goes, what do you think some of this is worth? I said, you know, a lot of it looks like pretty baseline, generic stuff, nothing super fancy. But the thing to consider is when you were buying it as low as $17, $16, $17. All that is worth a lot more today because of inflation. And so he's kind of starting to come around, and I hope eventually he does, because he has 100% of his money in the bank. He does have some real estate, but he's not really big into the gold, silver movement. Although, like I said, I was surprised he had a collection as big as he did when I had seen him today and yesterday. So with that being said, we are going to wrap up. And the final conclusion on this is there's probably no real wrong silver to buy. However, keep in mind a lot of those arguments that I made. Is it collectability? Is it bullion? Is it beat up? Could you trade it? Could you sell it? Does it have more than one appeal to it? All those factors are going to play a part. As a final wrap up, I'm getting really close to 13 minutes. I try to get whatever silver has the cheapest price on it, with a small leeway. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Tsquare Talk. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.